Honor Society. Ty enjoys playing sports and working out. In the future, Ty plans to attend college for business. Ms. Zoe Tucker and Mr. Ty Young. The junior attendant for tonight is Miss Charlie Sturman. Charlie is a 16-year-old daughter of Mark and Tyra Sturman and is a granddaughter of Charlie and Dana Duran, Irvin and Betty Anderson, Charlie and Sally Duran, and Robert and Janet Sturman. In the future, Charlie wants to be a therapist for children and families. Charlie's attendant for this evening is Mr. Cameron Sweat. Cameron is the 16-year-old son of John Sweat and the third and Ariane Sweat, and the grandson of John Sweat Jr. and Rosemary Beard Gwynn Sweat. Cameron's activities include playing football, basketball, and baseball. Cameron enjoys playing football, basketball, and wrestling with his friends. In the future, Cameron plans to attend college. Miss Charlie Sturman and Mr. Cameron Sweat. Our first senior candidate this evening is Miss Peyton Winsett. Peyton is a 17-year-old daughter of Patrick and Michelle Winsett and a granddaughter of David and Carol Benedict and Wayne Winsett and the late Vicki Vincent. Peyton's activities include being a competitive dancer for 9 years and being part of many organizations and clubs. Peyton has competed on the NBC show World of Dance with contemporary group intention for season 3. She was elected as 150 Oklahoma juniors to participate in Youth Leadership Oklahoma's class of 2020. She enjoys reading, spending time with her friends and family, teaching dance in her home studio, and learning about ballroom dance style. In the future, Peyton plans to continue dancing in college as she pursues her major in psychology. After college and working as a professional dancer, she plans to open a dance studio of her own. Peyton's escort for this evening is Mr. Ty Tucker. Ty is the 18-year-old son of Robin and Marcy Tucker and the grandson of Roger and Vicki Tucker, Sally McGowan, and the late Greg McGowan. Ty's activities include playing football, baseball, basketball, and doing track for 4 years in high school. He enjoys hunting, fishing, and hanging with the boys. In the future, Ty plans to attend college and get a degree in accounting. Ms. Peyton Winsett and Mr. Ty Tucker. Our next candidate for this evening is Miss Cadence Park. Cadence is a 17-year-old daughter of Tom and Kendra Stowell and Chris and Sylvia Cook, and is a granddaughter of Tim and Shirley Stowell and Betty and Sherry Woodard. Cadence activities include playing softball and basketball. Cadence is also a member of the National Honor Society. She enjoys going to the lake with her friends and chilling with her dog Carl. In the future, Cadence plans to attend college and get a degree in animal science. Cadence escort this evening is Mr. Trey Durrell. Trey is a 17-year-old son of Ted and Tammy Durrell and the grandson of Marie and the late Charlie Hutzler, and Carol and the late David Durrell. Trey participates in football, baseball, track, student council, National Honor Society, Key Club, FCA, Nu Alpha Theta, and the academic team. He is a National Merit Scholar semifinalist and AP Scholar. Trey enjoys eating food, art, and fishing. In the future, Trey plans to get a degree in mechanical engineering and work at NASA. Ms. Cadence Park and Mr. Trey Durrell. Our next senior candidate is Abigail Stramsky. Abby is a 17-year-old daughter of David and Gina Ford and Robert Stramsky, and is a granddaughter of Danny and Shirley Taylor and Carolyn Stramsky. Abby is a football manager and is a part of the varsity basketball team, and also a member of FCA. Abby participates in the National Honor Society, National Technical Honor Society, and was a part of the basketball state qualifiers. She enjoys going to church and hanging out with her mom and best friend Zai. In the future, Abby plans to get her chemical engineering degree while serving in the United States Air Force. Abby's escort this evening is Mr. Isaac Foster. Isaac is a 17-year-old son of Chris and Tina Foster and the grandson of Leon and Rosanna Smith and Steve and Linda Richardson. Isaac participates in football, basketball, and track. Isaac was awarded the Blue-Gray All-American and is in the National Honor Society, and he is also a part of the 2A preseason All-State. He enjoys fishing and hanging out with the boys. In the future, Isaac plans to go to college and play football, earn an engineering degree, and live a great life. Miss Abigail Stransky and Mr. Isaac Foster. Our next senior candidate is Miss Katie Davis. Katie is a 17-year-old daughter of Scott and Lisa Davis and is the granddaughter of Johnny and Anita Davis and Larry and Gloria Smith. Katie participates in basketball, track, FCA, and Spirit Club. She enjoys hanging with her friends and family and going to IHOP with the girls. In the future, Katie plans to attend college at UCO and major in education. Katie's escort this evening is Mr. Corbin Cox. Corbin is the 18-year-old son of Tony Cox and Tanya Hudson, and is the grandson of Fred Hudson, the late Agnes Hudson, and Lee and Jenny Cox. Corbin participates in football, basketball, and track. He enjoys hanging out with family, playing with his niece and nephews, and eating and watching TV. In the future, Corbin plans to be a fireman. Miss Katie Davis, Mr. Corbin Cox. Our last senior candidate is Miss Tessa Durrell. Tessa is the 17-year-old daughter of Ted and Tammy Durrell and is the granddaughter of Charlie and Marie Hudspeth, Carol Adams, and the late David Durrell. Tessa is a football manager and participates in track, competitive soccer, SCA, National Honor Society, Stuco, Key Club, and musical theater. Tessa is the State Superintendent Advisory Council, Class President, AP Scholar, and Presidential Citizenship Award, Gold Level, and Bank First Leadership Council. She enjoys sewing, baking, and drinking coffee. In the future, Tessa plans to attend the Honors College at OSU and get a degree in sports media, and later become a sports broadcaster in the NFL. Tessa's escort this evening is Mr. Elijah Reed. Elijah is the 18-year-old son of Jenny and Katrina Reed. Elijah participates in football, basketball, and track. Elijah is a member of the National Honor Society and is a state finalist in track for long jump, and was awarded the Blue-Gray All-American. He enjoys hanging out with friends and family. In the future, Elijah plans to be a college football head coach. Ms. Tessa Durrell and Mr. Elijah Reed. Our flower girl this evening is Miss Lachlan Rose Moore. Lachlan is the 5-year-old daughter of Sean and Stephanie Moore and is the granddaughter of Jim and Irene Moore and John and Pam Palmer. Lachlan participates in American Heritage Girls, swimming, and dance. Lachlan enjoys going to the lake, walking her dog, riding her four-wheeler, and playing with her sister Whitney. In the future, Lachlan wants to grow up to open her own dog grooming business and be a veterinarian. The crown bearer for tonight is Mr. Cooper Watkins. Cooper is the 6-year-old son of Mike and Chelsea Watkins and is the grandson of Dan and Marty Wells and Dan and Lisa Pate, and is the brother of Classen Watkins. Cooper participates in soccer, basketball, baseball, and football. He enjoys playing in the backyard, watching TV, and playing Xbox. In the future, Cooper plans to be a Jones football player, go to college, and then the NFL. Miss Lachlan Rose Moore and Mr. Cooper Watkins. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2020 Jones Football Homecoming Court. The homecoming king and queen are voted on by the entire student body. Students were asked to vote for both the senior girl and boy to represent them as their king and queen for 2020. And now the moment you've all been waiting for. Your 2020 Jones High School homecoming king and queen are Miss Tessa Durrell and Mr. Tyler Tucker. And now the court will come together for a group picture. The homecoming court can make their way to the commons area with their parents for pictures. We ask that only parents join them and to maintain social distancing. On behalf of Jones High School, we'd like to thank everyone for attending and invite you to stay for the football game as the Jones Longhorns take on the Knights. Longhorn fans would like to remind you to be sure and get your football pictures. They are here tonight. They're on the north side of the old concession stand. Yeah, it's on the home side, the north side of the old concession stand. You should go down there and get your football pictures tonight. First tonight is going to be number 52, Taylor King, number 54, Trevor Williams. Captain tonight for the Longhorns, number 5, Trey Durrell. kicking off to start the game. Crossings Christian will be receiving. The Longhorns will be defending the south door to start the game.
All right, and welcome to Tim Wallace Memorial Stadium. And for this beautiful Friday evening of Oklahoma football, this is the Jones Journal presentation of Jones High School football as your Jones Longhorns take on the Crossings Christian Knights. This is Matt Boggs, joined by my partner, Chris Branch. Chris, how are you doing tonight?
Doing great. Great to be back here again, back in the press box, and ready to see a good homecoming night game.
Yes, and as we gear up for homecoming, we always want to thank our premier sponsor, Go Wireless, who makes this possible with giving us wireless connection both home and on the road. Go Wireless is Oklahoma's premier wireless internet. Check out their website at go-wireless.us. Go Wireless says Go Longhorns.
Well, Matt, being back tonight and with Joel sitting here, our statistician, kind of helping us out, reminded us that tonight is the start to the second half of the season. So we are halfway through.
Some impressive stats by Carson May with over 1,300 yards, 13 touchdowns, and 6 touchdowns on the ground. So that's really the cog that makes this offense go.
Yeah, 13 touchdowns, only 3 interceptions on the year. When you go to QB ratings that they talk about in the professional leagues and all that, he's at a 109 on his QB rating, so a really solid rating. Rushing, he's got 340 yards on the year, so he's not only carrying the team with his arm, but he's also the leading rusher.
But this is far from just a one-man team with 4 receivers averaging over 50 yards a game. And talked to Coach Martin last night, and just it's one of his goals is to keep the defense honest by making sure he spread the ball around. And May's done an effective job of that every game this year.
Yeah, it was a great interview with Coach last night on the Coach's Corner, talking about Caden Carl, Ty Durrell, Elijah Reed, Ty Tucker, Emmett Murphy, all those guys that Crossings and whatever defense we're playing can't focus on one receiver. That there's 4 guys out there right now that are averaging, like you said, 50 yards a game, which is just incredibly impressive because some schools that we play won't even average 50 yards a game total passing.
Yeah, and so get up against the Longhorns tonight, the Crossings Christian Knights, new in Class 2A this year, but don't let that fool you. This should be a really well-coached team. Got a lot of speed on there, even though there are quite a few freshmen, sophomores that are going to be playing. They're going to be a well-coached team, going to be a disciplined team, and so the Longhorns will look for their best effort tonight.
Yeah, Crossings, they're still a growing school. They're continuing to grow out by Quail Springs. They'll continue to get bigger and bigger as they do. You're gonna see probably 2 quarterbacks throughout the night. You're gonna see number 6 Nate Rouse and number 10 Drew Wood.
All right, that's number 2 Josh Mann on the kickoff. He's got that out around the 35-yard line. It's going to be good field position for the Knights to start out here tonight. We spent the first part of the evening talking about the Jones offense, but the defense really has set the tone quite a bit this year, holding opponents to just over 10 points a game.
Yeah, they've been stellar. They had some key turnovers last week to kind of seal the game against Chandler, which was definitely one of the tougher games that they're going to have all year. And I think that what we're getting to see a defense that doesn't rely on two-way players, that are able to really keep up and make those plays at the end of the game that we really need to seal those games.
Drew Wood is in for quarterback for the Knights. He's going to hand off his running back, Silas Ward. Stopped just short of the line of scrimmage. Going to bring up second down. We don't have a lot of quarterbacks that challenge Carson May in height, but Drew Wood is sitting about 6'4", very tall quarterback out there.
Yeah, and just kind of watching some of the game film on Wood, he is what I would call their passing quarterback. like I mentioned, you said you'll see Rouse here, number 6. He'll come in. He may come in later. He's more of your running option quarterback. So Wood is the predominant passing quarterback that they have out there, and as he rolls out to the left.
And he's going to be brought down around the 30-yard line, bringing up a 3rd and about 15 for the Knights here on their first possession here tonight.
It's a good tackle by T.J. Thompson.
Good tackle right there. And let's see what the Knights choose to do here on 3rd down.
You know, the Knights are 1-2 on the year. They have played Chandler. Chandler gave them, a pretty tough game. It was 36-0 on that loss. They beat Cassidy earlier in the year, and then they played a team called Community Christian and suffered a pretty close loss to them at 35-20.
High snap. Wood is able to contain that, and he's gonna take a hit as he throws. It is gonna be complete out to about the 41-yard line. That is gonna be shy of a first down, but a good completion out there to number 14, Drew Taylor.
It was a good scramble by Wood on that, and had he not been 6'4", that ball would have probably been on the 10-yard line and a Longhorn ball.
Now the Knights are coming off an unintentional bye week last week. They were scheduled to play Star Spencer, but because of the COVID situation with Oklahoma City Public Schools, they were not in action. So an unintentional bye week for the Knights.
Yeah, Star Spencer was I think we were the last game that they played. We were sitting here the Friday night that we knew that they were going to have their game canceled. Fortunately, the Oklahoma City Public Schools announced that they are going to be back playing again. So
Reed calls for a fair catch at the 31-yard line, and that's where their Longhorns will take over.
So yeah, Oklahoma City adjusted their policy, and I think that their athletic events, especially outdoors, will be resuming if they haven't resumed it this week. So I don't know that the Knights will get to have a makeup game or reschedule that game, but it's good to see that Oklahoma City Public Schools is getting to be back in to playing games.
Talking to Coach Martin last night, he said that really he doesn't breathe easy until that first opening kickoff happens, just because of how crazy it's been. We get to see the Longhorns. May in the shotgun gets a snap. He's going to run. He's got some room in the middle. He's going to get a bank first down out to about the 43-yard line. Are those legs we talked about that he's worked on this year, Chris?
Yeah, he's a solid running quarterback. A lot of his runs haven't been what I would consider to be intentional quarterback runs. They've been sometimes on the scramble. That one right there was a direct snap, quarterback draw, and great play for 10, 11 yards.
2 receivers to the right, 1 left. May going back. He's got a little bit of time. He's going to go. That is incomplete to Ty Tucker. It looks like they're going to flag. They're going to get number 1 for holding on to Ty Tucker there, pass interference.
Also, it looks like we have a flag back in the backfield as well. So
we could have offsetting penalties here. That's in that part of the field where you often see holding, so we'll see.
And that is what we have. You have pass interference on the defense, holding on the offense, offsetting penalties, and we're going to replay the down.
And so it looked like a little bit of miscommunication there on the officiating staff, but they're back on track.
They're undulating back and forth.
Indubitably. And the ref is confirming that those are offsetting penalties. And we will once again have first down for the Longhorns at the 43-yard line. May's going to be in the shotgun, trips left, 1 receiver right, Cox lined up beside him. We got a receiver in motion. May's going to drop back. He's looking far down, has Elijah Reed open. That is going to be complete down to the 15-yard line. That is going to be a bank first down, and the Longhorns are in business here in the first quarter.
It's a 42-yard catch by Elijah Reed, and I'll say from the first couple of games that we had at the start of the year that we talked about what Carson could improve on. I think that what we're seeing is that he's leading the receiver, and like, he hit Elijah Reed right in stride. First couple games of the year, he'd either throw it over him a little bit or a little bit underneath and kind of not have him catch that ball in stride, and that was just a perfect pass.
Cox is going to get that and get tripped up right at the line of scrimmage.
There's a tackle on the play by number 44, Blake Meek.
Going to bring up second down for the Longhorns. May looking over to the sidelines for the call. Got about 12 seconds left here on the play clock. The Longhorns are getting in their formation. We got two receivers right. Cox lined up behind May. May's going to get that going to the left side. Brought down right around the 10-yard line. Going to bring up third down for the Longhorns.
See if the Longhorns can capitalize tonight on their first drive inside the red zone.
Take a look at the our tall receiver Emmett Murphy on the left side right now. This is a ideal spot to go for him here on third down. May in the shotgun. Gets a snap. To the back of the end zone. It's going to be too tall for Reed. Going to bring up fourth down. And interesting to see what Coach Martin will decide to do here in this situation with fourth down. Do you trust your freshman kicker, or do you go ahead and go for it on fourth down here in the first quarter?
It looks like Carson and the offense stayed on the field. Looks like he'll go for a 4th and 3. If you don't get it, you just kind of rely on your defense to hold pat and keep the Knights from driving the ball down the field.
Well, you don't need to get in the end zone. You just have to get those yards. May's got plenty of time. He's got it, and that is broken up. A great play in the end zone. He did have Elijah Reed open, but that was a great play by the Knights, and that is going to stop the Longhorns there in that opening drive.
Yeah, that was defensive back number 88, Brody Gibbs. Solid play by Gibbs on the play to break that pass up.
Yeah, as we went back and watched the game last week, the resiliency of this team, almost every score last week against Chandler came after either a turnover on downs or a turnover on the field. And so we'll see if the defense can hold here and set the offense up for good possession.
And on those turnovers on the field, not necessarily the downs, when we had those mistakes on the field, it was usually that exact player scoring the next touchdown.
Most notably Elijah Reed on that fantastic pitching catch. Goes at Wood over to the right. Pushed out of bounds. Going to bring up second down for the Knights. But that's, Coach Martin constantly talks about wanting to improve game to game. Even in game, there are situations where you want to just see improvements, and that's what we expect from your leaders who, if you make a mistake, you go out and correct it the next time. There's going to be some movement here. Let's see if that's going to be offsides or a false start. Your homecoming king, Ty Tucker, was coming on the left side for that blitz. It's been so effective this year. But he's claiming he was drawn offsides. The Knights are claiming otherwise. And they are going to call offsides on the Longhorns.
Ty just a little bit anxious right there to get across the line, to get a chance to get a sack. He's been very good at pass rush this year, coming off that end whenever he does come on those blitzes.
Bring up second down and short for the Knights. Wood gets a shotgun snap. running backs and get brought down right around the line of scrimmage. Bringing up 3rd and short for the Knights.
And off to number 11, Brayton Flores.
Wood in the backfield, Silas Ward behind him. Got a receiver in motion. He's going to get the pitch on the end around, but he's going to be brought doing behind the line of scrimmage, bringing up a 4th down for the Knights.
It's a great play by Ty Tucker to get upfield, forcing the receiver carrier to kind of have to cut back a little bit, and once he did, he had Cox there just to make that tackle and kind of for that 3-yard loss. Really solid play, bring up 4th down, and we'll see Elijah Reed get another chance to get the ball in his hands in open field.
Reed standing at the Knight 41-yard line, so no matter what happens here, the Longhorns should get good field position. A high kick. He's going to have some room to return this over to the left side. He's got room. Got one man to beat. Does a spin. Turn that horn loose. Elijah Reed on the punt return. That is going to be a bank first touchdown. What a play.
We had a 46-yard kick return, but we do have a flag on the field. Looks like we're probably going to have a block in the back on one of the Jones Longhorns. So we'll be coming back. But it was a great play by Elijah Reed. It just shows that once you get the ball in his hands in the open field, he is incredibly dangerous.
That was a fantastic play that will most likely be called back.
And something we've talked about in multiple games this year. I think the one area of improvement that we continue to see improvement or need to see improvement is the flags against the Longhorns. And that right there will go down as a 10-yard penalty. But in reality, that was a 56-yard penalty.
And it's worth 6 points.
Right.
And so take that off the board. So that's in the end, that can cost you. In these district games, every point matters. So the Longhorns will work 1st and 10. May in the shotgun. 2 receivers right, 1 receiver left. Xavier Zachary is lined up beside May, and then you have Reed lined up in the pistol about 4 yards behind. May gets a shotgun. It's giving handed to Reed. Over, he's got some room in the middle. Bowls through a tackler to get through there. That's going to be a bank first down to about the 37-yard line. I think the coaches want to get the ball in Reed's hands. That's a little bit obvious here tonight.
Right. I mean, that was a 16-yard gain. You know, we don't normally see Reed just line up straight in the backfield. We'll see him come across on like a little, forward pitch or on sweeps. But rarely have we seen him line up in the pistol. But handing the ball and getting him downhill quick, just like this right here, gives us an opportunity.
That time, that's read really well by number 54, Trevor Loomis, making the good tackle there for the Knights. Going to bring up 2nd down. He read that pretty well because Reed is typically not brought down right on the first time. So good open field tackle.
Brings up 2nd and 13 for the Longhorns.
Reed has moved back as a wideout with 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Zachary lined up with May. May's going to have some time.
He had Caden Carl wide out in the open space, but kind of got him twisted around, was unable to connect.
He was wide open, but just not able to make that connection right there. Bring up another 3rd down for the Longhorns. Trips left, 1 receiver right. Zachary lined up. Zachary's going to move out right. Going to do a quick pass to Zachary. He's got one man in the open field. He makes him miss. Go through. He's still on his feet. He's going to get brought down around the 24-yard line. That's going to be good for a bank first down.
Solid 16-yard swing pass right there.
And we're seeing the sophomore more and more each week as he gains that trust. And that's been good to see. Trips left. One receiver right, Zachary, lined up beside May. May gets the shotgun snap, hands that to Zachary. He's got some room in the middle. He'll get down to about the 15, we'll call it the 16-yard line.
Yeah, normally we're used to seeing kind of Corbin Cox kind of in your running back position, kind of playing that smash mouth ball. But as we've talked about, trying to have fewer and fewer players playing both ways. You know, you get Zachary at the running back, and you can keep Cox over on the defensive side of the ball in his linebacker position that he's just a standout at.
You can typically tell when you've got, because I know sometimes from at home it may be hard to tell who you've got in the backfield, but that's going to be immediately brought down. With Zachary standing at about 5'8" next to 6'5" Carson May, you can usually tell that discrepancy right there.
That was tackle was made by number 24, Silas Ward. So he read that ball pretty well.
Third down upcoming for the Longhorns. Trips left, one receiver right. May in the shotgun. He's going to get that. He's looking left. He's going to scramble. Looks like he's still on his feet. He's thinking about it. It's tipped in the air, and that is almost intercepted there at the goal line. Dangerous pass by May after getting flushed out of the pocket. That tipped in the air and almost picked off.
Yeah, it's probably not a decision. When they go back and watch film, coach is definitely going to talk to May about that. Kind of scrambling. Sometimes it's best just to eat it and not try to make the miracle play.
Timeout upcoming, and so we're going to take a timeout as well and thank our sponsors. Okay, fourth down upcoming for the Longhorns. May gets the shotgun. He's getting the snap. He's going to run. Got some room over the left side. Leaning forward.
It's going to be close.
Extremely close. Let's see where the line judge spots that. Officials call a timeout, and so they're going to measure right here. While we're waiting for that, we'll thank one of our sponsors. The Jones Kiwanis Club Disc Golf Tournament is tomorrow. Tonight is your last chance for the $35 early bird registration. They will have lots of great prizes, including gift cards to Jorge's, Jones Nutrition, Schuff's, and a blue and gold gift package. That's the Jones Kiwanis Club Disc Golf Tournament. Should be an exciting time tomorrow.
Certainly. I love some blue and gold.
Oh, blue and gold. We are big fans. It's actually, I guess there's a blue and gold pack that's got 2 rolls of sausage, some of that crispy bacon. They give the chicken fritters.
Keep going.
Which are fan favorites in our house.
Well, we'll be there.
And that is good for a bank first down.
I'm not sure we can go a week in the house without at least cooking one roll of blue and gold sausage.
So we love the blue and gold sausage as well. The chicken fritters have been a favorite in our household for a while.
Just throw those in the Fry Daddy?
We just throw them there and just get it going. Ooh, Reed's going to change field on the end around and going to brought back at the 15-yard line, bringing up second down for the Longhorns.
I've been really impressed so far with the Knight defense. They've kind of been the bend but not break so far tonight. Once the Longhorns have gotten the red zone, they've been able to really stand up and hold the Longhorns to.
That's going to be open in the end zone. That's good for a bank first touchdown.
I was going to say they'd been holding them out of the end zone, but we'll take it. And I think that was that Caden Carl on the catch. Caden had a big week last week. That's Caden's 5th touchdown on the year, so he's been very productive, and it's great to see Carson finding him in the end zone.
There's the kick. It is up, and it is good. That's going to bring the score to Longhorns 7, Knights 0. Well, speaking of the Knights, we do want to thank those viewers who are from Crossings Christian School that are watching on our YouTube stream. I know that the athletic department shared that, and we've got a number of friends over there. And so for those of you who are watching, cheering on the Knights, we welcome you to our broadcast. We'd also like to thank our sponsor, Bank First. The Jones Journal invites all our listeners to stop by your local Bank First to check out their incredibly low interest rates and all the benefits of the loyalty checking account. Bank First, loyal to the Longhorns, loyal to you. The Longhorns back to kick. Connects with that. We're going to have a deep ball. That is going to be bounce.
Jonah Mahan on the return.
And let's see.
We had a delay of game. Looks like we took a little bit too long to get that ball up in the air. So I think we'll bring it back and kick it again.
We'll back up 5 yards to the 35. And Nate Veers will have another shot at it.
Back for the Knights, it looks like you have Mason Snyder, Jonah Mahan, and Nate Rouse is kind of your 3 deep backs.
Veers making his approach once again. Another deep kick. Going to be fielded at about the 20. Up to the 25. He's got a seam. He's going to get up to about the 37-yard line. Good return there.
It was Rouse on the return.
And you're going to get another opportunity to see the Knight offense.
It's like Wood is leading the team back out. Quarterback.
A little over 2 minutes left here in the opening frame. 2 receivers left, 1 receiver right. Running back in the pistol. Wood gets the shotgun snap.
Silas Ward on the carry.
Get a couple of yards, up to about the 40-yard line. Bring up second down for the Knights.
1:46 remaining in the first quarter.
We were talking about these delays that have happened. Talking to Coach yesterday, he's good friends with the coach at Perkins, who they got the call yesterday afternoon that St. Mary's was going to have to cancel their game. And so we're seeing situations where games are getting canceled on Thursday afternoons. And so we're thankful to be here on the air and playing tonight.
And it's funny that you mentioned that because where I went to high school, down in Comanche, Oklahoma, they got the same call yesterday. The team that they were supposed to play had to cancel on them. So Perkins, Tryon, and Comanche are playing tonight.
Oh, there you go. Wood did get that. He's flushed out of the pocket and brought down for about a 2-yard loss. Going to bring up another third down for the Knights.
Third and long is always a good position to have. The opposing team, it's always going to see a pass here. So
looks like the Knights are going to take a timeout. Let's take another time to thank one of our sponsors. The Overman Legal Group wishes all the student athletes a safe and successful season. Visit overmanlegal.com to see why Overman Legal is Oklahoma's top-rated law firm. Go Longhorns! We'd also like to, while we have this time out, to thank a couple of the viewers and give a couple of shout-outs. Carol Quinn is watching us in Collinsville, and Brian Inman watching from Owasso. And be sure to comment on our YouTube page or on the Facebook feed, and we'll recognize you because we're thankful for all our watchers here. And the Jones Journal presentation of Jones High School football, brought to you by Go Wireless.
Yeah, it's awesome to see where people are coming in from to watch, or not coming in, but watching from. And as we continue to grow and get more and more viewers, we love providing this service to the community, but also to those outside of our community that can see this.
Here's the third down attempt for the Knights. 3 receivers right, 1 left. Wood gets that. Going to be packed and met. And he breaks the tackle. Going to have a little bit of room. He's going to get pushed out of bounds at the 42. Still going to be shy of the first down. But he made an excellent move there to break that tackle, because that really could have been a 4 or 5 yard loss, and he turned that into a healthy gain. But the Knights are going to be forced to punt in this situation.
Yeah, our defensive back on that just, kind of made the big hit, didn't get his hands fully around him. He was able to escape and, get a few extra yards that would have been a huge loss, but still forces that punt.
This one is going to take a Longhorn bounce and go out of bounds at about the 45-yard line. It's an excellent field position upcoming for the Longhorns. Did have a couple of YouTube comments from Rebecca Martin, watching us from Little Rock, Arkansas, and Shane Paxton, watching us from Columbus, Georgia. So a couple of out-of-state viewers there. And it was interesting last week. You got to talk to Caden Carl's grandfather, who is in Kansas, and so unless he's here tonight, assuming he'll be
I'm not
watching.
sure. I think it was Mike Carl. I got to visit with him last week out of Hayes, Kansas.
In the waning moments of the first quarter, the Longhorns have the ball at the 44-yard line, their own 44-yard line. 2 receivers to the left. And we've got a flag. Looks like it's going to be a false start or a delay of game. Okay. That's the second delay of game here recently. Going to push the Longhorns back another 5 yards.
I think the officials tonight are kind of spotting the ball a little bit quicker, getting that clock running a little sooner than what we have seen in the past couple games, and we just got to get used to that and know that once that ball's spotted, that they only have a few seconds to get it going.
Reed is going to be brought down, and we also have looks like it's going to be a hold there at about the 44-yard line. You can see the flag lying there. So this is most likely going to push the Longhorns back again. A hold is the case. And we'd also like to thank, because one of the viewers that shared our stream is going to be Robin Raymer. Our friend is a third grade teacher at Crossings. We're friends with Robin, her husband Todd, and so we'd like to thank the Raymer family. May is going to get flushed out of the pocket. He's going to run. He's heading towards the sideline. Going to get pushed out of bounds at about the 36-yard line.
Got a little yardage back on that, but we're still, second and a half a mile away from this first down.
And that is going to bring us to the end of the first quarter with your Jones Longhorns leading the Crossings Christian Knights 7-0. Let's take a moment to thank our sponsors. We are back for the second quarter with the Longhorns leading 7-0. Second down and long still. May gets the shotgun snap. Looking deep. He's going to have Emmett Murphy, and that is broken up.
Excellent defensive play by number 33, Peyton Brady. Solid play. Was able to get his head turned around, got his arms right up in the grill of Emmett Murphy as he was trying to catch that ball and kind of knocked it out of his hands.
Really out there on an island and was able to successfully do that. I've been impressed with the defensive backs for the Knights so far tonight. There have been a couple of heads-up plays to break up some pretty long plays for the Longhorns. 3 receivers right, 1 left. May's in the shotgun. It's going to get flushed again. Taking a deep look. That's going to be too tall for Caden Carl down on the left sideline. Going to be bringing up 3rd down for the Longhorns.
Yeah, so I could make it 4th down.
Oh, yeah, you are correct. Pulled a Tom Brady with that last night. I don't know if you watched that.
Right. It's 4th down, right? No, Tom. That last pass you made was 4th down. Looks like the Longhorns will be punting it away here.
Low snap. Darrell gets that. He's going to throw it. That's connected to Braden Martin, and it's not going to be near enough for a first down, so the Knights are going to get tremendous field position here.
Yeah, we haven't seen the snapping issues since I think the first game of the year, but sometimes the special teams can come back to haunt us. On that one, I think that Darrell got the ball, and really the Knights had set up for a sole return, so they didn't rush him at all, and he didn't really know what to do because there was nobody around him. He probably could have taken a couple steps and went ahead and punted that away, but once you get flushed out like that, you're always looking to kind of dump it off, and hopefully you can gain a few yards, but giving the Knights great position.
Get receiver in motion. Woods got the shotgun snap. He's getting pressured. He's got a man open. That's going to be connected. He's going to make a move and go into the end zone.
That's Jonah Mahan for the touchdown.
So the Knights capitalized on the short field and have a 1 play drive. 38 yards. 38 yards.
And that's, Matt, that's what happens a lot of times. Is you have a turnover, which is effectively what we had on that one, where we couldn't get the punt away. We had a bad snap. You don't get the punt off. You get a couple yards on as you're trying to scramble to do something. You get the offense on the field. They're excited. They got great field position, and a busted play on the defense, and you have a touchdown, and the Knights are right back in the game.
Let's see. Looks like we probably had some either movement. Let's see. Gonna be false start on the Knights. Gonna back them up 5 yards, and they'll try this again. Their kicker's number 7, Matthew Joliffe. And that is going to be no good. We mentioned earlier that every point is important here in district play, and we have that leaves the score 7-6 with the Longhorns leading the Knights. We talked about this earlier, but last week, every time there was a turnover, the Longhorns turned around and scored on the very next possession. Let's see if that trend holds true here, because you want to see some positive momentum after those mistakes on both sides of the ball.
Yes, I would love to. It would be great to see, May find Darrell on a nice pass here for a touchdown to let Darrell kind of redeem himself on that punt or the botch, the bad snap, and then get back on the scoreboard and kind of find a way to get control of the game. You have Carl Murphy and Elijah Reed back deep to receive. Looks like the Knights are ready, except they don't have a kicker.
There's no kicker.
Interesting strategy, Chris.
Right.
Let's see if it works out.
And a timeout.
Yeah, we'll have a timeout called on the field. We do want to thank one more of our shout-outs, and that's a special one on my end. David and Gene Boggs from Oklahoma City are tuning in with us. It just happened to be my parents, and so Mom and Dad, or as we call them now more often, Granny and Grandpa, thank you for tuning in with us tonight.
Yeah, Matt, I've been really impressed with the Knights so far tonight. They've played a very solid game. I mean, defensively, they've made a couple stands. In the red zone, they had the effective turnover on the punt. Offensively, they moved the ball pretty well against what we consider to be a very solid defense from the Longhorns. So it's been a good game.
Coach Martin told us that Coach Jonathan Keithley was a good coach, coached his team well, they would be disciplined, and they'd be fast, and that has proven to be true tonight. We do have a ball, do have a kicker, and looks like we are set to go. Reed back to receive for the Longhorns. Going to get picked up by Murphy at about the 25. Brought down at about the 40-yard line by a group of Knights. Don't know what a plural group is, what we call that. It's an army of Knights. Is it a cavalry, a cavalcade?
I'm not sure on that one, Matt.
Well,
we've been searching for ways to branch out from our herd of Longhorns.
Yes.
So I can't imagine being a Knights play-by-play, trying to come up with all of their pluralisms.
Mm-hmm. Corbin Cox is in there, gets a few yards. To bring up second down for the Longhorns. So again, a really important drive for the Longhorns to make some gain some momentum after that mistake the last time out. Carl's going to go in motion to the left. Cox is going to get it. He's got some room over the right side. Makes a stiff arm. Now the 40, 35-30. Going to get pushed down at the 25-yard line, and we do have a flag. Let's see what that is going to be here.
Looks like we're going to have a flag on Trey Durrell. He's kind of driving his man down the field. I'm not sure if they're going to get him for holding or what the call will be, but that's what it'll be. Is they're going to say he had a little bit of jersey on that one.
Still brings up a bank first down. May's going to run. Got a little bit of room. He's going to go up in the air. That'll be good for another bank first down. May held on to that ball. They were trying to strip it when he was there in the air.
Yeah, and that's, another direct draw run that we've seen Carson to do tonight, which is not something that we've seen a whole lot of this year. So see if we keep going back to May with the draws.
Zachary gets that now on an awkward handoff, but he is able to control that.
Yeah, I'm not sure the camera's going to pick that up, but it certainly looked like Zachary almost caught the ball in the back of his hip.
Impressive that he's able to get a bank first down on that moving forward, but that living a little dangerously, but holding on to it. Credit the young running back.
We're back in the red zone. We'll see if the Knights can hold like they have the last couple times on their defense. It's a tackle by number 24, Silas Ward, on the May keeper.
Bring up second down for the Longhorns. Two receivers on the left side, two receivers on the right. May gets a shotgun snap. Hand to Cox. Brought down.
The Knights brought both their backers on that one, kind of plugged the gaps, and there really wasn't anywhere for Cox to go. Good. Looks like we're at 3rd and 4 for the Longhorns.
May in the offense looking over to the sidelines, waiting for the call. Cox is still in at running back. Two receivers to the right, one receiver to the left. Cox is going to get that. And that will bring up a 4th down and short.
Very impressive how the Knights have, their defense has really held up in the red zone. I think this is our 3rd or 4th down that we've had in the red zone tonight.
So about 20 seconds left on the play clock. And the offense is out there for a 4th down. May gets the shotgun snap. Hands it to Cox. He's going to have the 1st down. And is he going to get in? He is! That is a bank first touchdown. Corbin Cox.
It's a solid run by Cox. We've talked about whenever he's in there, he is a downhill rusher. You hand him the ball, and he just goes plow straight ahead, and whatever's in front of him, he's going to run over it.
And he's really set the tone with this on that first drive, or on this drive, with the strong running and the stiff arm, even though it was backed up with the holding call. And that's going to be no good, and it's going to leave our score 13-6 with the Longhorns on top.
I think that's Veer's first missed extra point of the year. He'd been very solid up until now. I'm sure he'll come back and redeem himself on this kickoff and on his next try. But he's been a great asset as a freshman kicker.
Not just a freshman kicker, but he is also a member of the Jones High School journalism class, and he has done some coverage for the Jones Journal with the cross-country meet last week, taking pictures and doing a write-up, and also doing his own write-up of the football game last week. So we like to recognize some of the achievements on and off the field of our student athletes, and Nate Veers really into photography and writing, and so he's been able to showcase that as well as his kicking skills.
Yeah, it was a great article. The one on the cross country team looks like they're having a great season, and I think they'll be probably out running again tomorrow. I think Saturdays tends to be their days to run.
Stroud, America is where the cross country team will be.
Good old trip up 66.
Veers back to kick this. And that's going to be recovered. Onside kick. Let's see.
Number
Who we got?
32,
Number 32.
David Brown, sophomore.
Sophomore linebacker getting that. I'm going to get another opportunity for the Longhorns.
Yeah,
it hadn't cleared the 10 yards yet, but the crossings player came in, was not able to hold on to it, and had a couple of Longhorns that could have picked that up, and Brown with a heads-up play.
The Knights didn't look like they were necessarily prepared for that type of kickoff. Silas Ward, number 24, kind of went to catch the ball. About the time he went to catch it, he got hit, and just there was really not much more he could do.
And we will call that a Kiwanis turnover, giving the Longhorns the ball back. Cox picking up where he left off. Going to get back to the line of scrimmage, bring up second down for the Longhorns.
Really seems like the Longhorns offense is trying to set the pace or set the tone as far as being physical by bringing Cox back in. You've kind of moved away from having Zachary out there, who's more of your, I think we've termed it Thunder and Lightning. He's definitely more the Lightning. You have Cox as the Thunder. And so it looks like the Longhorns are trying to come back in, establish the line of scrimmage, be dominant on it, and then that will eventually open up those passing lanes for May.
And we see Reed again in the pistol, and he's going to get that with a little bit of space. He's still going to be brought down.
I think that's number 11, Brayton Flores over there on the far side. Is a great tackle.
Excellent running through his block and getting there, because if Reed breaks that, he's going to go quite a ways.
I apologize. It was number 33, Peyton Brady on the tackle. But great play.
Third down, 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Cox in the backfield with May. May receives a shotgun snap. Gonna have some pressure. Gets away from it, looking downfield. And we are going to see pass interference. They're going to hit Caden Carl, and that is going to be good for a Longhorn first down, a banked first down.
Yeah, Mason Snyder arrived just a few seconds too soon on that pass. Looked like the flags flying from everywhere, so it was a pretty easy call for the officials to make.
The Longhorns will have the ball at about the 36-yard line. We're seeing this package again, 2 right, 2 left. Cox lined up beside May. Reed in the pistol. Reed is going to get that over to the right side, have some room. There is a flag on the play. That's going to be a touchdown, but I have a bad feeling this is going to get called back, but let's see. We do have a hold on the Longhorns right around the line of scrimmage.
That's 2 Elijah Reed touchdowns that we've had to call back tonight. I'm sure he's going to get tired of running into the end zone and having to come back.
And just some great plays. And getting called back in both those situations.
So once again, a 10-yard penalty that negates a 36-yard play. So just those two penalties, those two Reed touchdowns, you're looking at two penalties that have hurt, not only taken 14 points off the board, but they've also been roughly 85 yards worth of penalties. But in the scat bucket, it'll only be 20.
Mm-hmm. You just you can't make too many of those mistakes here in district play when every point matters. 2 receivers left, 1 receiver right. Cox is going to go in motion. May gets a shotgun snap. He's going to get Durrell up a little past the original line of scrimmage. And we got a late flag come in. The side judge threw that. Let's see what this is going to be.
It looks like he's looking where the ball was thrown. Curious if he's talking to him about maybe having an ineligible man downfield.
And that is going to be the call with an eligible receiver down the field.
It was such a slow developing play. You know, those linemen, they get a little bit anxious on those screen passes. And so sometimes they'll get a few extra yards downfield, getting excited out there to block someone. And then you see those flags come in on those plays.
The yards to gain is the 26-yard line. The Longhorns are at their own 49 on this first down. May's going to have some time. Takes a shot.
Oh, nice catch.
Carl makes that. Oh, no, they're going to say incomplete.
Looked like he had it there for a second, but Mason Snyder was able to kind of knock the ball out of his hands as they were going out of bounds to make that pass an incomplete pass. So we'll be back at second down.
Trips left, 1 right. May in the shotgun. He's got pressure coming on the right side. He was able to dump that off to Cox, who's got some room. Bowls over a Knight at about the 39-yard line, which is going to bring up, about the 33, a 3rd and manageable.
Right, that was a solid play of throwing the screen out, getting some yardage, making this next play a manageable play. I mean, you're almost in what we would consider in high school 4-down territory, just because you're in between. If you punt it, do you gain much yardage, or do you just go for it and take that chance of getting the ball? So you may have 2 plays right here.
Oh, the tip around, that's going to be incomplete. But we also have a hold on the Longhorns that is going to be accepted by the Knights.
Looks like they're going to decline this penalty.
So they are going to decline. Okay.
Move it to 4th down, and we'll see if the Longhorns go for it.
At 4th down and 7. Trey Durrell is your punter, and he's still lined up on the right side.
Yeah, it's kind of a curious call on that declining that penalty. You know, if the Knights decline it, back them up, it does give Jones an extra opportunity at 3rd down, but it also backs you up to where you're probably going to punt it if you don't make this 1st down.
May's going to have some room. He's going to get the 1st down. Brought down. That's a bank first down on a great strong run by Carson May.
It was a great scramble by May. And it just shows that, his legs are one of, not only is his arm a huge weapon, but his legs are something that he's been able to use all year, scrambling around, leading the team in rushing, and getting those 1st downs.
That's a bank first down. Bring up a 1st and goal for the Longhorns. Pressure coming. Caden Carl's going to get that down about the 6-yard line. second down for the Longhorns.
May's been seeing pressure all night from this Knight defense.
On second down, 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Zachary gets tripped up. Otherwise, he would have had a clear shot to the end zone. Defensive lineman Thomas Ward gonna get that tackle. 3rd and goal upcoming for the Longhorns. 2 receivers on the left side, 2 receivers on the right side. Zachary lined up to the left of May. May gets the shotgun snap. He's gonna run, falling forward, brought down just shy.
That's going to bring up 4th and 2, or 4th and goal from the 2. Longhorns will go for it on 4th down. Got Zachary in the backfield with May. Elijah Reed split out wide with Darrell on the right.
And it
the
looks like we
Longhorns
are
will
going to
call
take a timeout. And we will thank our sponsor. Welcome back. 4th down upcoming for the Longhorns.
A jumbo set.
Zachary's going to walk into the end zone. That is a banked first touchdown.
Great play.
Solid play. I mean, it was the C's opened for Zachary right there. It was you had a jumbo set. You'd brought taken out all your wide receivers, had some extra tight ends, kind of flanked, and kind of were able to just open up that left side for Zachary. Just kind of just march right in. Veers for the point after.
It's going to be low. It's going to lead the score 19-6.
No, you're good.
About 3 minutes left here in the first half. But it's important to score in that, especially after getting that onside kick and getting some points on the board after that opportunity.
Right. Definitely need to capitalize on any turnovers that we get tonight. Just to.
I don't think that onside kick is planned.
Once again, we'll see Mason Snyder, Jonah Mahan, and it's like Nate Rouse back for the Knights.
Veers stepping back. Ball is placed at the 40-yard line. Everyone's set to go. And here's the kickoff. Veers makes his approach, connects that. That's going to be fielded. Let's after one bounce at around the 20.
Fielded
Going
by
on the right
Snyder.
side, looking for his blockers. Squirts through a little bit. I call him down at about the 32-yard line.
Solid return. See the Longhorns defense trot onto the field. See if we can get a stop here before half.
Other than your one-play drive earlier in the second quarter, the Knights really haven't been able to get a lot of traction on the offensive side of the ball. And so let's see if the Longhorns can maintain this. Wood in a shotgun, trips right, one left. Receives a shotgun snap. He had brought down about the 36-yard line, bringing up second down for the Knights.
Yeah, Matt, you mentioned it, but outside of I think that touchdown was a 38-yard touchdown, and currently, outside of this 3-yard gain here, the Knights currently had 47 with it a 47 yards total offense. So outside of that one drive, the Longhorns have held the Knights to about 10 yards total offense.
Coach Quinn would probably be excited about that effort.
Coach Martin asking for some clarification. I think he's asking why the clock's not running. Asking to please reset the clock to 2:32.
So the game clock is being reset. It is now running, as is the play clock. Wood gets the shotgun snap. There is a flag. They're going to call that dead.
Likely be a false start here on this wide receiver, number 2, out on the end.
That indeed will be the call.
And that'll back him up, make it second down and 12 yards.
When you've struggled to move the ball all night, moving backwards is the last thing you want. And
certainly. This makes it more difficult when you get behind the chains. We kind of spoke a little bit earlier in the game that, or maybe been before the game, that the Knights haven't really been a really consistent passing team. They've ran the ball a lot more. So when you're behind the chains, it makes it just a little more tough when you have to find a way to throw that ball, and it evidences itself right here.
Longhorns got excellent pressure, and Wood was able to find an open Flores, but he just wasn't able to connect that, and so that's going to bring up third down for the Knights.
Just under 2 minutes remaining in the half. We'll be interested to see if the Longhorns, if they get a stop and the clock continues to run, if they take that timeout to stop it, to get the ball back and try to see if they can find some way to get another scoring drive before half.
A unique formation for the Knights. Wood has that. That is going to be incomplete. They call that a forward pass. And going to bring up fourth down for the Knights.
Well, with that being an incomplete pass, the clock stops. Longhorns don't have to worry about taking a timeout. They're going to get the ball back with 1 minute and 50 seconds remaining in the half, and an opportunity to try to go score here to kind of break the game open if they can. Number 7, Matt Joliffe punting. End over end punt.
Ooh. Got close to making contact with one of our Longhorns.
Yeah,
With
that
a
was
nod.
number 12, Cameron Sweat, who almost caught the punt in the back.
34 yards.
That was a 34-yard punt, and the Longhorns will take over on right about the 35-yard line.
Let's see if they can connect with the 2-minute offense here. Carson May in the shotgun. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Cox is lined up. Caden Carl's in motion. May's going to have some time.
He's got Darrell.
Connects with Darrell at the Knight 40-yard line. That's going to be a bank first down. 25-yard connection.
And in the student spotlight earlier or I guess it was last night that we had with Carson May, he spoke about they this last week practiced and emphasized this rollout, the sprint out to the right to give him the opportunity to have a little more time.
It's going to be a little bit too tall for Carl on the right side.
Got 1:24 remaining in the half. Just on the other side of the 50-yard line.
Second down and coming for the Longhorns. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. May in the shotgun. Cox lined up to his left. May looking quickly right to Darrell. Get brought out of bounds.
It's a solid 8-yard gain by Darrell. Get out of bounds, stop the clock. We'll bring up 3rd and 2.
Longhorns up to the line quickly. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. May in the shotgun. Cox lined up to his right. Cox is going to get this. Going to be good for a bank first down, falling forward to about the 26-yard line.
Longhorns will call timeout.
We will keep it here, right there. Let's see if we have another sponsor to thank. I think we've made our first half sponsors. You mentioned the student section, the interview with quarterback Carson May. Doing that interview was Jake Lanier. If that name sounds familiar to you, that is because he is the one running our cameras up on top of the press box here at Tim Wallace Memorial Stadium. So get the chance to step in front of the camera to do that interview last night.
Yeah, Jake did a great job last night of interviewing Carson on the student spotlight. Was able to really talk to Carson about like what his future plans are, what he's practicing on, working on, and just what it's like to be the quarterback out here in Jones.
And I'll tell you, Jake came up with those questions on his own. He researched it, tried to come up with a set that he thought would be interesting. And so we always want to showcase the talents of our students at Jones High School. And so that was good to see Jake Lanier conduct that interview. That is available on our YouTube page if you want to watch that.
It's an incomplete pass from May to Darrell. Bring up a 2nd down and 10. 1:11 left in the half. Ball's on the 32-yard line.
Trips left, 1 right. Cox in the backfield with May. May gets a shotgun snap. Can have some pressure, avoids it. He's going to be on his feet. 20,
again.
15, 10. Pushed out of bounds. That's going to be a bank first down.
Solid job by May to escape the pressure, get out of the pocket. He saw an open lane, was able to get the first down, get out of bounds, stop the clock, avoid getting hit. Great play altogether. And also a solid play by the Knight defense to flush him out of the pocket. And once he did, he had no receivers that were available to pass to. So we'll see what we can do here with a minute remaining.
May's going to keep it himself, walk into the end zone. That is a bank first touchdown, Carson May. It's just what the doctor ordered to get that distance from the Knights here in this opening half.
That's right. We'll see if Beers can put an extra point through for us here to make it 26 with 59 seconds remaining.
45-second drive.
And the kick is no good.
So that drive took 45 seconds. So it was a great move by the Longhorns to get the ball down the field in their 2-minute offense, getting out of bounds when they needed to, and getting the first downs whenever we would, I think it was 3rd and 2, be able to hand the ball off to Cox, get that first down, and then get the timeout and score.
And so we'll see what the Knights try to do, if they take a couple of shots down the field or keep it conservative just to go into halftime. Of course, the best thing they could try to do is try to get a good return here on this this kick.
Yeah, I would say that the return will probably determine what the team decides to do. If they can get a solid return, they'll probably try to get the ball down the field a few times. If it's kept back, then maybe you may just see them, take a knee, go to the field house for the half, talk about strategy, and come out for the second half and see if they can move the ball. The Knights have really struggled to move the ball outside of that 138-yard touchdown pass.
Veers makes his approach. This will be fielded. And the Knights are going to get pretty good field position on this.
Yeah, number 2, Jonah Mahan, great return, and I think that kind of will probably determine that the Knights have 52 seconds to try to get the ball down the field. They're almost at midfield, so you'll probably see several passes here.
Wood is back in the shotgun. We've got trips left, one right. One running back there. He is going to look downfield. He's getting some pressure. He's going to get brought down. That's a sack at about the 32-yard line.
Number 33, Will Irvine. Solid tackle.
The clock continues to run, bringing up 2nd down.
Knight receivers are trying to get back so they can get the ball set and ready to go.
Stick with that formation. Trips left, one right. He makes a connection.
Wood sneaks it in to number 4, Logan McGowan. It's a good catch.
The clock continues to run. The line judge did signal a stoppage, but then corrected that.
And this will be the last play of the half. Wood goes deep. Carl has the opportunity.
And that is an interception for Caden Carl.
We also have a flag, and it looks. We'll see what this could be. Could result in an untimed down, depending on who the offense is on.
A good spiral there for Caden Carl, throwing it to the official. Pass interference on the Longhorns.
So there will be one untimed down.
So you will see a shot towards the end zone here. This will be the last play of the opening half. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Ty Tucker coming along the edge. Oh, that is almost picked off, but it falls incomplete. And that will be it for your first half. The Longhorns are on top of the Crossings Knights, 25-6. We will thank our sponsors, but also then we'll get to do a replay of the Coach's Corner this week. This is Jones High School Football, presented by the Jones Journal, brought to you by Go Wireless. to the Coach's Corner, presented by the Jones Journal. This is Matt Boggs. We are here at Jones Assembly of God. JAG is one of our sponsors, and we're thankful to them for letting us use their space. And I'm joined here by Coach Martin. Coach, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great, Matt. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. So, last time out, you were on the road at Chandler, victory 27-15. Talk about that game a little bit.
Well, we felt like the kids came out and played a physical game. We challenged those guys to be more physical and really push the pace of the game. And, even that we miscued in some areas, we felt like we grew as a team throughout this, the start of our second game in district play. And, really overall grand scheme, know that there's still a lot of improvement that can be made, but felt really good about it after we finished up that night.
Let's talk a little bit about that resiliency. So, opening drive of the game, get down really close to the goal line, unfortunately have a stop on a fourth down play. Then a little bit later, there was a fumbled snap that gets picked up. In the third quarter, got the interception. In all three of those cases, the next time your offense got the ball, they scored.
Right.
Talk a little bit about that resiliency and what that means for your team.
Well, it's one of those things where you got to have that refocus moment. You've got to get back into the flow and where we're at, from a mental aspect, and really sharpen everything in there and look at making your opponent stop you, not yourself. And those are some of the things that we talk to our team about, is those self-inflicted wounds that we've got to be able to go out there and eliminate. Now, that's part of the game. Those things happen. It's also how you are able to bury that and come back. And those are the things that we're really proud of, because a lot of times you can carry that stuff around with you and it just culminates more and more miscues. And we were proud of our kids to be able to bounce back each time one of those adverse type situations happened. And, we went out and played some solid defense, got the ball back, and then went and scored.
Now, we're at the halfway point of the season. And so the more we're looking at the numbers, we're looking at trends. These aren't flukes here. You've got 5 receivers that have double-digit receptions. You've got 4 receivers that are averaging over 50 yards per game. What does that do for your offense with that kind of skill?
Well, the whole thing that we always try to focus on is being balanced. And even in where we get into ball distribution is trying to stay balanced to where the defense has got to play you much more balanced. They can't just overplay one kid, and take that one player away. And now it's kind of one of those deals where we've got several guys with multiple receptions in a game. Then a defense has got to be really balanced, and that's where we like to get them from the standpoint of where we want to attack at.
We'll get to the nuts and bolts of the game here in a little bit later, but homecoming is this week, and the theme of 2020 has been, this is a year unlike any other year. So normally, if we're getting ready for homecoming, we'd be talking about all the festivities going around. That's obviously scaled back a little bit. But talk a little bit about the importance of homecoming for the community, for the team, and what we're doing.
Well, it's one of those traditional things that, we wanted to try to do everything possible to preserve. There are some things that we usually do during this week that we're not able to. And, that's just, it's understandable with, this whole entire year. There's a lot of traditional things that, throughout this entire year that we're not going to be able to do. And it's just, the big part of it is still being able to play. We still are able to have the homecoming aspect of it. It's going to look a little bit different, but it's something that is always a huge tradition here in Jones, and the kids can still go and partake in what is, what we're still able to do, and those types of things. And then go out, and play well tomorrow night. It kind of caps that off as a great week. We may not have been able to do all the things traditionally, but at the end of it, come in there and play a great game tomorrow night and kind of close out the week.
Well, let's move on to talking a little bit about Crossings Christian. That's a new opponent.
Right.
So they're making the transition from Class A ball to Class 2. Let's talk about that game against Crossings Christian.
Coach Keithley and his staff, they do a great job with their kids. They moved up from Class A, like you said, and came into to 2A this year. Always have been a really competitive team in Class A. So they're going to come in and, their kids are coached well, and they're going to be able to go out and line up well and play hard, and those types of things. And I mean, they're going to, you've got to go play well and win, So, I mean, we're anxious about the challenge to be able to go out there. And also on our part is, when we get continual competitive games, especially throughout this time of the year, you're able to gain so much more ground as a team. And we feel like that's gives us that opportunity. And, we're really looking forward to that as we pursue on through this district run.
Okay. Well, any other thoughts you have on the game or anything else tonight?
Well, we're just, Matt, we're excited about being playing. There's throughout each and every week, there's the schools that get shut down and can't play, and we're thankful we get to go out and play each week. The kids put a lot of work and effort into it. And, man, we're just thankful and excited about playing each and every week. And when that ball goes up at 7 o'clock on Friday nights, kind of get to have a little, exhale for a moment and know that, hey, we're actually getting to play. And we get a few hours of normal. And then once that last tick goes off the clock, kind of goes back into that, dealing with everything that we're dealing with this season. But I think it's just the joy of that, of being able to go out there and play.
Okay. Well, Coach, we appreciate you taking the time to visit with us tonight, and good luck tomorrow night.
Thanks so much.
Now, that's going to be tomorrow night, 7 o'clock, Friday evening, the Jones Longhorns versus the Crossings Christians Knights. Our broadcast, our YouTube broadcast of the game, will start a little bit early with the homecoming festivities. We'll go on the air at 6:30 p.m., and so we can look for the link to that on our YouTube page. This has been the Coach's Corner. I'm Matt Boggs. Thanks again to Jones Assembly of God for letting us use their space. Thank you. Tonight we'd like to introduce a new portion of the Coach's Corner, and this is going to be the student section. This is where a Jones High School student will interview one of our players or coaches, talk about the next game. So here we have Jake Lanier interviewing quarterback Carson May on the student section.
Welcome to the student section. My name is Jake Lanier. I'm a high school junior at Jones High School. I'm here with Carson May. He's also a junior. He's the quarterback for the Jones High School football team. Today we're going to be running through a little interview. How you doing today? You doing
Pretty good.
That's good. All right. So how long have you been playing football for?
Basically my whole life. Just
Whole life.
grinding every day and just trying to get to the next level and spend my passion all my life.
Respectable. Yeah. So in football, do you have any plans for after high school? Are you going to go into college or?
The plan right now is to go D1.
D1.
And you just got to keep working and keep doing my thing.
Yeah. So, do you have like one word that kind of describes you as a person?
I'll probably say dedicated. Because
Dedicated.
I'm really dedicated to football like all my life. Like I said, it's just been like that every day.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. So, what's your greatest attribute on the field when you're playing football?
I'd probably say leadership, because if you don't have a good quarterback that leads the team, it's just not going to go well. And just making sure everyone's on the same page, and that's what it takes to win.
Yeah. So, I know practice can not be the best all the time. So, how do you and your teammates make practice fun?
We just got to have positive energy.
Yeah.
You can't go out there and practice being all down and something happened at school that you didn't like. You can't just go out there and act like that. You gotta have a positive attitude.
Yeah.
You all have a good practice.
Yeah. So in the Jones versus Chandler game, the last game we played, you had 321 passing yards, which is very impressive. How have you been practicing to get such a high number like that?
It's basically in the off season, just worked really hard and lifted weights, got stronger, and it's really helped me on the field.
Yeah. So as a varsity quarterback, like you said, there's a lot of leadership that goes in with that. So what qualities do you think that you have that makes you a good leader? Or what qualities do you need to be a good leader?
I'm not really sure about that one, but just being in control of the guys and
Yeah.
just making sure everyone's on the same page.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. So do you have a coach that inspires or motivates you the most on the football team?
I'd say Coach Ryan and Coach Martin really set the tone for the team and really give us a positive mindset every day we go to practice and all the pep talks that we get from them, and it really helps us succeed.
Yeah. So on motivation, do you have a favorite sports hero or someone you really look up to in the sport?
Probably Tom Brady.
Tom Brady?
Honestly. Yeah.
Why is that?
Just the best of all time, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But yeah, he really works hard and he goes out there every day. He's like 43 years old now.
Yeah.
This is really impressive. He's still doing what he's doing at a high level.
Yeah. So what is your most memorable moment in football in your career, or do you have one?
I don't really have one, honestly.
Really have one, just really in it for it.
No.
Yeah. Well, before games, do you have any like a pregame ritual of some sort, or?
I just, I go into the bathroom and turn the lights off. I know it sounds weird, but like, whatever you got to do to like get focused in the game.
Yeah.
That's what I try to separate from myself from everyone else. That's what you got to do.
Yeah. Really get into it. Well, so this upcoming game is going to be a really good one. Have you been working on anything in particular to get ready for this game, or has it been the same kind of routine?
Really working on my speed, like rolling out and just getting depth while I go out, and just working on my speed.
Yeah. Are you pretty excited for this game?
Yeah, it's always a good time when homecoming comes around, but it's gonna be a good game.
Oh yeah. So do you have a message for all the fans or all the players out there watching this right now?
Just come out and support, and we'll do our job.
Alrighty. Well, this has been the interview with the student section. My name is Jake Lanier. Y'all have a good one.
Welcome back. We got a couple minutes left until the third quarter, and let's go over some first half stats. Let's go start on the Jones side of the ball. 187 rushing yards, 136 passing yards. That's for a total of 323 yards. For crossings, negative 13 yards rushing, 61 yards passing, for a total of 48 in the first half. And the score would be indicative of those stats, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, it's something that we don't see on the screen right now that's really probably kept the score a lot closer than it really is. It's penalties. I think tonight the Longhorns have 9 penalties for 70 yards, which have called back 2 touchdowns. But on the rushing front, Carson May is leading the Longhorns in rushing with 96 yards on 10 attempts. Corbin Cox has carried the ball 8 times for 55 yards. Both of them have touchdowns, along with Xavier Zachary punching the ball in on that short stand. Receiving, just like what we talked about at the start of the game, that Carson spread the ball around pretty well to his receiving core. You got Elijah Reed with 3 receptions, Trey Durrell with 3 receptions, Corbin Cox, Xavier Zachary, Caden Carl, Braden Martin, all with at least 1 catch. So the ball's getting spread around pretty evenly throughout the receiving core.
Don't think Braden Martin came into this game expecting to get that reception on the punt.
That's exactly right. So as far as passing stats, Carson May is 9 for 19 for 134 yards, and Trey Durrell is perfect on the night, 1 for 1 for 2 yards. On the flip side of the ball, you have Drew Wood. He's had attempted 8 passes, completed 4 of those passes, 1 for the touchdown, being that 38-yard reception. Rushing stats, the totals kind of tell us a lot that they're negative 13 rushing yards. A lot of that is due to a few sacks on Drew Wood. Brayton Flores is their leading rusher with 3 attempts for 6 yards. Defensively for the Knights, Blake Meek, number 44, is having a solid game. He's got 9 total tackles, 7 solos, 1 tackle for loss. So,
it's a little misleading because the Longhorns do have 323 yards in the first half, but I've been extremely impressed with the Knights all evening because they've been hard-earned yards. Because even with as great a player as Carson May is, he's looked uncomfortable at times because of the pressure and because of the great play from the defensive backs.
Certainly, and if you would have asked me to tell you just to ballpark what I thought the offensive numbers were at halftime, the differential would have been nothing what the actual numbers are. I would have guessed that the Longhorns had 200 yards offense, and it seems like the Knights have done a pretty good job of controlling the ball on offense, but they have nothing to show for it other than that 1 long pass. And so it's really kind of surprising to see, but I think that what it all comes down to is, we've had those 2 touchdowns called back from penalties, which would have been scores. One of those drives ended in us not scoring. So it would definitely be another 7 points would have been on the board had those not been called back.
And while we're talking about Carson May, averaging him with 9.6 yards a carry on his on the ground. That's a mixture of designed runs and just scrambling. He had that 3rd and long earlier and was able to just scramble to get that first down, and so we've seen a combination of ways to get that, but he's consistently shown. So probably going to get into triple digits on the ground here, probably early in the 3rd quarter.
I think we'll see Carson once again hit those triple digits rushing. We'll probably see him find another receiver or 2. I mean, right now Elijah Reed has 49 receiving yards. We talked about coming in. We have 4 receivers averaging 50 yards per game. I would fully expect to see Trey Durrell catch another reception, probably get his 50 yards. Elijah Reed's probably going to get his 50 yards, and then we'll spread it out to a few other receivers throughout this next quarter. And then if the Longhorns can capitalize and continue to have that stout defense, we'll hopefully get to see some of our younger kids play in the 4th quarter.
That's what you'd like to see in this situation. A beautiful Friday night for football. It's no wind.
It's a little bit warmer in the press box than it was last week.
That is definitely true. Much less windy in the press box than it was in the stands in Chandler. For those of you that were not able to tune in last week, there was not adequate space for us in Chandler, so we were checking out the game from the stands. We had our camera set up on the top row. Our producer, the lovely Sarah Boggs, was sitting right behind us, facing the opposite direction so the laptop wouldn't fall through the stands. And then we ran our own little broadcast from the top 2 rows of the stadium there in Chandler.
Being in the stands was a fun experience. I actually enjoyed it. Outside of, I think that whenever they had some big plays, we would stand up and everybody else would stand up, and the camera was right behind us, so we would block the camera view. So I apologize to some of our viewers for that, but it was a great experience to be in the stands.
Definitely. And we mentioned that the Stroud is going to be the cross-country meet tomorrow. After that, part of our broadcast crew is going to go check out Kellyville, to the space that we have there, to call the game with the Longhorns and the Ponies on Thursday night.
Yep, that'll be a Thursday night game.
And we are about to kick off here in the third quarter. And they are doing an onside kick. And let's see. At first, I thought it was going to get picked up by, and the Longhorns do recover that.
Freshman Mason Weir was on the recovery of that, but the ball seemed to sit there for several seconds out in no man's land. And it appeared that the Knights were going to fall on it, and Weir kind of dove in at the last and kind of ripped the ball out.
So the Knights take a gamble there to start out the third quarter. It does not pay off, and the Longhorns are in excellent field position, taking over at their own 49-yard line. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Zachary's back there. It's a low snap. Get immediately to Carl on the right side. He's going to make a man miss. Going to fall forward. That's going to be good for a bank first down at the 37-yard line. Caden Carl.
That's Carl's second catch of the night.
Two receivers left, 2 receivers right. Zachary lined up just to the right of Carson May. May gets a shotgun snap. He's going to run. He's going to have that up the middle. Still on his feet, down to about the 15-yard line. That's a bank first down. And as we said at the break, Carson May's going to get to triple digits rushing again this evening.
Yeah, this design quarterback run has really opened up there on the right side and allowed Carson to kind of break free. And he's so tall and strong. He's being 6'5", 200 plus pounds. You don't think that he's as strong as he is, but when they try to tackle him just around the legs, he breaks free and usually gets a few extra yards.
That's another 9-yard run for May over on the left side. Still second down, yard to go inside the 10-yard line. Zachary's going to get brought down about the 5.
It's a solid play by the Knight defense.
Looks like the line judge is signaling third down.
I think the line judge is confused as to whether or not it's a first down.
Official's going to call timeout. While they're talking about that, we do want to thank our Oklahoma's premier wireless internet. That's Go Wireless. Check out their website, go-wireless.us. Go Wireless says Go Longhorns. And while they are taking that time out, let's also thank Bank First. The Jones Journal invites all our listeners to stop by your local Bank First to check out their incredibly low interest rates and all the benefits of the loyalty checking account. Bank First, loyal to the Longhorns, loyal to you. And let's see. First down. That is a bank first down for the Longhorns. On this homecoming evening, if you're not able to tune into the festivities this evening, Ty Tucker was your homecoming king and Tessa Durrell your homecoming queen, as voted on by the Jones High School student body.
Yeah, 2 very impressive seniors. So congratulations to both Ty Tucker and Tessa Durrell.
So first and goal for the Longhorns. Trips right, 1 left. Shotgun snap. Zachary's met in the backfield. You get brought down.
It's Brayton Flores on the tackle. He's right there to meet Zachary, right in the backfield.
They bring up second and goal for the Longhorns. Two receivers on the left, 2 receivers on the right. Zachary lined up just to the left of May. May's going to take it in the middle. He's going to walk in. That is a touchdown for the Longhorns. That is another bank first touchdown. Carson May.
Yeah, the Knights are bringing their outside linebacker off the edge, kind of rushing in, which has really been kind of pushing Carson on those pass plays to kind of have to flush out of the pocket. But on those draws, it opens up, a huge gap for Zachary just to lead May through to the end zone.
They're going to go for it.
Looks like we're going to go for 2 on this one.
Had that interesting lineup right there. Going to be a false start.
Good old swinging gate.
But unfortunately, when you have the movement early, that gate gets stuck. Still the same formation. Got the swing gate. Reed going in motion.
Option
The pitch.
Pass.
Good.
He can pass it if he wants to.
Yeah, Reed's got it. He's going to pass.
It falls incomplete.
Incomplete in the end zone.
So that'll leave the score at 31-6 with 9:58 remaining in the third quarter. Longhorns will look to kick off to the Knights.
And that's that scoring drive is just what you're looking for to start off this second half.
Yes, Matt, that's exactly what they need to do. They needed to get the ball, come down, drive down the field, punch the ball into the end zone, score, kind of set the pace for the second half, not let off the gas because you can't let any team get back into the game, especially the Knights. They've shown us that with that one big play that they can score on one play, and so by going ahead and getting the ball in the end zone, scoring, getting the score up to 31-6, kind of gives you a little bit of a breathing room to move forward, and we'll see if Veers can put this ball deep for us.
Veers is lined up, ready for the approach. Line judge is in position. Makes contact with it. It's going to be fielded about the 25-yard line.
Evan Krotz.
And brought down, let's say about the 34, 33-yard line. And that's where the Knights will start their first possession here in the third quarter.
Drew Wood leading the Knights once again.
Trips right, one receiver left. Wood in the shotgun. Gets a snap, looks right. He's got a receiver. That is complete. That's going to be good for a Knight first down.
Was number 4, Logan McGowan on the catch.
Braden Martin with the tackle. So a little bit of life moving the chains there on that first play. And so let's see what the Knights do from there. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Wood in the shotgun. Gonna hand off immediately and is met right there at the line of scrimmage. We'll give him about 1 yard.
So run by Silas Ward, number 90. That would be Raymond Carrera on the tackle.
Solid tackle right there. Second down coming for the Knights. Wood rolling right. That's going to fall incomplete.
Cameron Sweat on the defense.
The Knight coaches might have been looking for a pass interference on that play.
Yeah, Sweat may have got there a half a second too soon, but we'll on the Longhorn side. We'll take that.
Bring up 3rd down and long for the Knights. And this has been where they've struggled most of the evening. And so let's see what kind of pressure the Longhorns provide. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Wood in the shotgun. High snap. There is some pressure. He's going to run. He's going to tuck that. 45, 50, 45. Going out of bounds. They're going to mark him down at the 42-yard line. There is going to be a flag thrown late over here.
We're going to have a blindside block. Looks like number 2 kind of had a little crack black block on number 11, Dylan Carpenter. So. And that's the call. Personal foul, blindside block.
That's going to back the Knights to the 41-yard line and leave it at 3rd down.
It's always a tough play for the receiver because he wants to make a block to spring us, the running, that point in time as a quarterback, but you always want to be able to make that block. You see a player coming that has a chance to make a tackle, not paying attention. You just want to hit this to stop the guy. And when he doesn't have his head turned and can't see you, they're going to call you for that every time.
And there's a bad snap. That's going to be there. Wood will fall on that immediately back at the 31-yard line. That's going to go against those rushing yards that the Knights already had
right.
coming in here to the 3rd quarter.
It didn't appear that Wood was prepared for that snap. It hit him kind of right in the chest. It looked like he was maybe looking off to the side a little bit. Wasn't ready for it.
Elijah Reed is back to receive the punt. And speaking of Elijah Reed, we had a YouTube comment from Maggie Schmidt, who's watching from Michigan to cheer on her younger brother Elijah. And so thank you, Maggie, for tuning in all the way from Michigan. So we're glad that you're here, and we'll see if Elijah Reed gets a chance to do a return right here.
Very nice
call
punt
for a
from
fair
Matt
catch.
Joliffe.
It was a good high spiral on that kick, and with a weapon like Elijah Reed, if you can keep him from having a return, that's got to be a win for your punt team.
Certainly. He had good hang time on the punt, allowed the punt team to get down the field. Reed takes a fair catch, and anytime that you can keep the ball, out of Reed's hands in the open field, because he is the home run threat at all times. But as long as you can keep him contained, you give yourself a chance.
2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. May in the shotgun. Looking to the right for Trey Durrell. He cannot contain that one. That's going to fall incomplete. Jonah Mahan on the coverage. Going to bring up 2nd down for the Longhorns.
It's like May's pass was just a little bit off. Threw it a little bit to the inside. If he would have led him to the outside, I think he'd have had a reception by Durrell. That throwing it on the inside allowed Mahan to get there and make a good defensive play.
2nd down upcoming. 2 receivers left, 2 right. Cox is going to get that coming up the middle. Strong run. We'll call him down about the 44-yard line. To bring up about a 3rd and 5 for the Longhorns.
You just hand that ball off to Cox and let him bulldoze ahead.
Two receivers left, 2 receivers right. Cox lined up to the right of May in the shotgun. May gets a shotgun snap. Pressured again. He's going to take it around the right. The 45 steps out of bounds at the 50-yard line. They do call him out at the 50, so that will be good for a bank first down.
The Knights are getting great pressure. The problem always becomes is that once you flush May out of the pocket, he is fast. He knows when to tuck that ball and run. He sees those open lanes. And so he's escaped a few times. There hasn't been anybody kind available on the outside to stop him, and he's taken off and ran for a first down. Looks like we have a flag on the far side of the field. Sideline warning.
On the Knights. So that'll leave us first down. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Cox is lined up to the right of Carson May. The Longhorn offense looking over to the side. Waiting for the play call. We've got about 8 seconds left. Get it off in time. Cox is going to be met immediately at the line of scrimmage. He's still on his feet. A group of Knights there on the tackle.
It's a solid tackle by number 44, Blake Meek. Kind of met Cox right in the hole and stood him straight up, which, that's a pretty solid collision whenever you can stand Corbin Cox straight up.
Going to bring up second down from the Knight 48-yard line. Trips left, 1 right. May get the shotgun snap. He's got a man. He's got Trey Durrell, who's being held. They are going to throw that flag. That was an easy call on that one. You saw the jersey. You saw him grab that.
Right. You had Mahan on the coverage. I think that, it's probably a smart play by Mahan. He felt that he was beat. He knew he had Durrell possibly, for a touchdown, was able to kind of reach out, grab his jersey, hold him up, and you get a 15-yard penalty versus a touchdown.
But we do have a Knight player down on the field. That's going to be
number 54, Trevor Loomis. So it looks like the trainers are attending to him.
He's down back at about the 46-yard line. Trainers and the athletic staff still tending to him. He's got his fist balled up and he's banging the ground, obviously in pain. Saw him shake his head. So we'll see as they continue to look. While we're waiting for this injury timeout, let's go ahead and thank our sponsors. And right here, this is the Jones Journal broadcast of Jones High School football. Loomis was helped off the field. Looks like he's going to be okay. And so we're coming back, and got first down upcoming for the Longhorns. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. Cox in the backfield. Going to swing pass to Cox. Got a little bit of room. Cuts in. Strong run inside the 10-yard line. That's going to be a bank first down First down and goal upcoming for the Longhorns.
Solid carry for Cox on that catch. Kind of showing something that we very rarely see from him is how nimble he can be sometimes, jumping around. Great play.
First down and goal. Reads in motion with a pass, handoff's going to be to Zachary. Get down to about the line of scrimmage.
Looks like a good second and goal from the 4-yard line.
Zachary still out there as the running back. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. May's going to keep it. Carrying a couple of defenders. That is going to be a touchdown for the Longhorns. That's another bank first touchdown. That's another rushing touchdown for Carson May.
It looked like they had him stopped at the 2-yard line and kind of got into a big pile and kind of pushed his way forward, kept his legs running. It was a solid run by Carson May.
Nate Veers going to come out to attempt the extra point.
Yeah.
Sorry, I couldn't resist. Get in there. There you go.
That is
There you
good
go.
for Nate Veers. For your young kicker who hadn't missed a kick in his entire career,
Right.
comes in, misses a couple. That's good for the confidence to get that back through, get back in the positive.
Yeah, as he was running off the field, he saw number 10, Max Wynn, a senior, kind of come over and kind of pat him on the back, tell him good job, get his confidence back, because we always need him to. Always need Veers to be able to put those through on those extra points and point afters. And that makes it 38-6. So the Longhorns have come out on their 2 drives that they've had, been solid, been able to move the ball down the field, score some points, kind of put the game, comfortably. I wouldn't say out of reach yet, but we're headed that way to where we can kind of see some of our younger talent here in a little bit come out and get them the experience that they're going to need as we continue to move on throughout the season.
As the Longhorns make their approach, I'd like to thank one of our sponsors. The Jones Kiwanis Club Disc Golf Tournament is tomorrow. Tonight is your last chance for the $35 early bird registration. They will have lots of great prizes, including gift cards to Jorge's, Jones Nutrition, Schuff's, and a blue and gold gift package. That's the Jones Kiwanis Disc Golf Tournament, the inaugural tournament. It's fielded at the 20-yard line.
Evan Krotz on the return.
Get brought down, let's call that the 30. It's where the Knights will take over.
So, Matt, you flinging the Frisbee around tomorrow?
I am. Probably going to be taking one of the afternoon spots, as we've got some errands we're running in the morning, and so it is going to be going on pretty much all day.
I may have to get out there. I need me a Chef's gift card to
Yeah.
buy a pie. Nothing better than a chef's pie.
During the quarantine, I was a big fan of Fridays. We would do a bacon cheeseburger and onion rings from Schuff's. With a Dr. Pepper, it'd be a refreshing Friday treat. So.
You go see Sue and Richard.
Oh yeah. Swing pass out. He's gonna fall down about the 29-yard line.
Loss of 2 on the play.
All right. Second down upcoming for the Knights. Wood in the shotgun. It's going to be low, and he'll fall on that immediately. That's another 4-yard loss, getting about the 24-yard line. Going to bring up third down and long for the Knights. I've been informed by our producer that you don't have to play to win some of the prizes for the disc golf tournament. Some are going to be in a raffle. So just entering will give you a chance to win.
Nice. Get you a Jones Nutrition gift card. Go get you a shake and a tea.
Knights, third down and long. 2 receivers right, 2 receivers left. Wood has got it, rolling out right. He's got his running back open. He's going to make a couple of men miss. He's still on his feet, going to be brought down at the 35-yard line. A good gain, but still well short of the yard to gain, and so that will bring up 4th down for the Knights.
It was a solid play by 24 Silas Ward. He didn't give up, kept running his feet, kind of bouncing around, undulating back and forth, yeah, that's right. I get my credit. Go ahead.
Better time than any to tell you the word of the game. The word we speak is undulate. To move with a sinuous or wave-like motion, display a smooth rising and falling or side-to-side alteration of movement. Brought to you by Mrs. Neal's Junior English class. Elijah Reed is back. A call for a fair catch. Gets that at about the 38-yard line, and that's where the Longhorns will take over.
I would say that is Miss Neal's most challenging word of the game that we've had this year.
There is no doubt about that. Saw Mrs. Neal prior to the parade last night, the impromptu parade that went around Jones to recognize the homecoming royalty court.
Yeah, it was with the current, status with COVID, with the inability for the schools to have their normal homecoming festivities, it was nice to see that some of the parents were able to organize that parade for the homecoming court and for those kids to be able to get to have somewhat of a normalcy for their homecoming week.
May was not able to connect with Darrell. Had him open and probably had a little bit of running room. We do have a Knight defender that is still on the field.
Looks like he's got some cramps. Looks like both of his calves are cramping up. I can't see his number, but the trainers will come out and try to get those muscles loosened up a little bit.
Looks like number 4.
Looks like it could be number 4, Logan McGowan. It is a little warmer tonight than for it to be mid-October. We're in the mid upper 70s. Probably not drinking enough water. Middle of the game, just kind of those muscles get a little bit tight and start cramping up. And to think that Crossings didn't play last week, so their conditioning may be a little bit lax since they didn't know if they were going to have what their games look like. They didn't have a game last week. They probably could have taken a couple days off of conditioning. And yes, it was number 4, Logan McGowan, but he's off to the side, and looks like we're getting ready to go.
Okay. The play clock has started. The Longhorns making their approach up to the ball, and it will be 2nd down and 10. Trips left. 1 receiver right. May in the shotgun. May finds Caden Carl in the middle of the field. That's going to be good for a bank first down into Knight territory at about the 47-yard line.
Solid pass by May.
Good protection.
Yes, it was very good protection. It's been one of the few times tonight that May's been able to set in the pocket and actually look downfield, not have to kind of roll right or left. So when you leave May a lot of time just to kind of sit there, he will go through his progressions pretty well.
This is going to be another May run. Gets a few yards up to the 42-yard line. Bring up 2nd down for the Longhorns. There's another formation we've seen a couple of times tonight. We've got trips to the left with the lone receiver to the right, Elijah Reed. May in the shotgun with Zachary lined up just to the right of May. May gets the shotgun snap, passes out to Zachary. He's got a little bit of room. Got a blocker, 30, 25, 20-yard line. That's going to be good for a bank first down.
It's a 23-yard completion to Zachary.
We've had both our running backs tonight do some of their damage on the receptions.
Certainly. You've definitely seen Zachary, and then we've had a few swing passes to actually with Reed lining up in the backfield, which is something we hadn't seen a whole lot of, catching a couple swings as well. So, Carson's done a good job of finding the open receiver, completing the pass.
Zachary's going to get the handoff of the middle, makes his first man miss. He's going to fall down around the 15-yard line, bringing up second down for the Longhorns.
28 seconds left.
Looks like we're winding down on the end of the third quarter with 20 seconds remaining.
This is the last play of the quarter.
Trips left, one right. Trey Durrell's your lone receiver to the right side. That's going to probably get blown for a false start on the Longhorns. They'll back him up 5 yards for this second down play.
We had offsides on
Defense on defense.
on crossing, so that'll move it up to about 2nd and 1, roughly. There'll be looks like 3 seconds remaining in the quarter.
I think they're saying first.
Huh?
First
The
down.
5 yards gave him the first down,
Yeah, first
so it'll
down
make it
inside.
1st and goal inside the 10-yard line. Clock runs, and that'll be the end of the third quarter.
At the end of the third quarter, your Longhorns 38, Crossings Christian Knights 6. And this is the Jones Journal presentation of Jones High School football, brought to you by Go Wireless. Welcome back to the Jones Journal presentation of Jones High School football.
Yeah, Matt, very dominating third quarter. Longhorns now have 468 yards total offense to the Knights 48 yards total offense. I think we talked about
Zachary, gonna get that. Let's see. That is gonna be a bank first touchdown.
Did they?
Xavier Zachary on the carry.
Did you run it?
It was Elijah Reed.
Elijah Reed, okay.
On the run?
Yes.
It was a run,
Run
yes.
to the left side.
Rushing touchdown for Elijah Reed.
Joining us in the booth here for the first few minutes of the fourth quarter is Jones High School junior Jake Lanier. Jake, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing well.
Jake, thanks for joining us. I'd like to say we watched your student spotlight on Carson May. Did a great job interviewing him.
Well, thank you.
So nice to have you in the booth tonight. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Oh, well, I'm Jake Lanier. I am a junior at Jones High School. I kind of got into this position. I don't know exactly how, but it's been a lot of fun. But, yeah, it's been a good experience for all of it.
And you've been working the camera upstairs tonight for us.
I have been, yes. I've been filming the camera for the past couple of games for sure. But yeah,
So you have any thoughts on the game tonight?
I think we're playing a really good game. The Knights are a very good team, very well put together. I know they're coming up from Class A. They did really good in their class. I think we're playing just a really good game tonight. But there have been some hiccups, but nothing that we can't fix for the next couple games. So, yeah.
Now, Jake, outside of working the camera and doing that for us, you're really involved in the FFA organization. Tell us about what you do there.
Yeah. So I am actually an FFA officer. I'm a sentinel. So that's a lot of fun. I get to go a lot of places, meet a lot of people. I raise a flag for every football game. I'm the guy actually raising it. I show goats. That's a lot of fun. So yeah, definitely get involved in your FFA chapter if you can.
He's going to be fielded about the 15-yard line. He got a little bit of space. He's going to make a spin move right down at the 47-yard line.
Number 22, Justin Walraven on a solid return.
A very solid return, and the Knights are going to get good field position here. Jake, what have you thought about the defense tonight so far?
I think we've done a very good job. There have been some plays where maybe it's not top of our game, but like I said, nothing that we can't work out in the next couple of games. Just very well put together. We've lost a lot of good players from last year because of their seniors, but number 90 is doing a very good job. I know he's a freshman. Very, very good job. So,
first down coming for the Knights. A little bit of a high snap, but Wood is able to field that. He's getting all kinds of pressure. Fall down. That's going to be a sack back at the 34-yard line.
Credit that to T.J. Thomason. Looks like also you had number 67 there on the pressure. That's Cameron Estrada.
The pressure definitely caused that sack. Wood had nowhere to go on that one. What are our rushing yards looking like for Crossings at this point?
It's been a tough game for Crossings as far as the run game. I think it will, before that last play, they were, still in negative territory. Total offense, I think that throughout the third quarter, they had, I think, 1 total yard of total offense.
And that's a big pitch and catch right there. Off to the races. And that's going to be a touchdown for the Knights. 66 yards to Jonah Mahan.
I believe that Mahan was also the benefactor of the first touchdown, too. And so looks like Mahan and Wood have connected tonight on the 2 big plays that the Crossings has had, but have been scores. Everything else, the Longhorns defense has held up pretty well, but those big chunk plays have allowed them to score their 2 touchdowns.
Crossings bringing in the 11th man. A little bit of a high snap. A high kick as well. It's going to go right through. So that's going to bring the score to 44-13 in favor of the Longhorns. Now, Jake, you did play football until injuries kind of prevented that.
I did.
What position did you play?
Well, I was an outside linebacker for my second half of the, or I guess last year. Before that, I was a lineman. But, football was a very good experience. It was a great learning experience kind of in physicality, but also just being a better person in general. They really teach you a lot of stuff that's not football related too. So definitely really good coaching staff. Can't say anything bad about it.
Get another chance to watch this Jones Longhorn offense take the ball. Now, the last time the Knights kicked off, they attempted the onside kick. So let's see if they try to kick it deep to Reed, or if they what they do here.
Yeah, at this point in the game, I wouldn't be surprised to see another onside. They got to find a way to get the ball back and try to get some more of those big, long touchdown passes. Emmett Murphy.
Gonna follow so those lead blockers. Longhorns are gonna have really good field position here at this drive here in the fourth quarter.
Longhorn offense will take the field.
Three receivers right, one receiver left. Zachary in the backfield with May. May's going to take that, moves over to the right side. That's good for about 4 or 5 yards. We've got another Knight lineman. Looked like he maybe had his ankle bothering him, Gabe Hunter. Line there. He's taking his helmet off. Look like he's in pain.
What do you need for that?
They're
Sometimes it's
well, they're attending to him. So Jake, let's see. So you're on the defensive side of the ball when you were playing.
I was, yes.
Primarily.
Yeah.
Primarily. So, but let's see. So when you're when you're beat on a play like that, what do you think? What do you think the mindset is when they're talking to those to the defenders, getting ready for the next time on the?
I mean, it's a lot of motivation going in. You gotta, you can't be beating up on them too much. I mean, if there is a mistake, they're trying to fix it. But a lot of it's trying to get your head ready for the next play. You don't want to drag on one play, one bad snap, whatever. You really want to get in it for the game itself. So, just trying to keep everything positive for the most part, and just keeping it all good.
Yeah, and we've seen that quite a bit from this Longhorn squad on both sides of the ball. Both last week and this week, when we have the offense have a misstep, they've typically come back and scored a touchdown on that. And I know one of the things that Coach Martin constantly emphasizes is continually improving week in and week out, and even within the game, that you make a mistake, you hold your head up, and you keep going.
Yeah, that's definitely one of the most important things that he's taught us when I was playing football is that you got to keep your head up no matter what. Bad game or bad snap or whatever it may be. You don't want to keep your mindset on that bad snap. You want to keep on going forward and trying to get that. A lot of it, if we have a bad first half, we'll go in the locker room and we'll turn it around in the second half. The second half is usually our best playing, just because his motivational speeches and all the players kind of get around and realize that we need to come back. Just trying to turn the game around. But yeah.
Now, when you had your interview with Carson May last night, one of the questions you asked him was if he had any pregame rituals. Did you have any pregame rituals that you did in your playing days?
A lot of it was just talking to everybody, getting heads in the game. I didn't really have anything specifically that I did myself, but a lot
Go
of
to
it
the
was just
bathroom and turn off the lights.
Yeah, not quite like that, but we all had a good time. We listened to music, get pumped up. It was just good times, for sure.
We'll swing past that to Zachary.
The injured player on that play was number 77, Gabe Hunter. It looked like they helped him off. Looked like it was a right leg injury. So,
Third down, upcoming for the Longhorns. For those of you watching at home, we do have our program that we're utilizing to update the score is frozen. So the score is 44-13 in favor of the Longhorns. We just want to emphasize that, and we're working through those technical difficulties as we speak. And as the Longhorns have third down, Zachary's going to get that. That is a bank first down. Xavier Zachary, right up the middle, made a couple of nifty moves to get the yardage he needed to move the chains.
9 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter. Clock continues to run.
Yeah, first down. Another handoff to Zachary. Make a couple misses. Going to get tackled around the 29-yard line.
Flag.
Does look like we have a flag.
In the location of a holding.
And that is what the call is going to be. So we're going to bring that back 10 yards. I'd like to recognize another one of our viewers. Betty Emmert is a Crossings fan from Destin, Florida, joining us tonight. So Betty, thank you for joining us here. And we're glad you're able to watch us from sunny Florida.
I think we've made our way around the country tonight. I think we were in Georgia, Florida, all the way up north. Where were some of our other fans that we had? I think we had
Michigan.
Michigan. I mean, we are. What is it? We a nationwide broadcast. How about that?
And so we want to thank our viewers for tuning in, but it's also a good time to thank our sponsors, because we could not do this without the sponsors that we have tuning in and just helping us get this and allow students like Jake to get this experience as well. Zachary's going to get the ball again. It's going to be brought down right around midfield.
A long strung out play for a 1-yard gain.
Ran quite a few yards for that 1 yard. The Jones Journal would like to thank the Overman Legal Group. The Overman Legal Group wishes all the student athletes a safe and successful season. Visit overmanlegal.com to see why Overman Legal is Oklahoma's top-rated law firm. Go Longhorns! After the run from Zachary, going to bring up second down for the Longhorns. You got to get up to about the 30-yard line. Quick pass out to Reed. Going to get down to about the 44, 43 maybe. Bring up a third down and long for the Longhorns. That clock is continuing to run, with the Longhorns ahead of the Knights 44-13. Yes, and one of the sponsors that we've continually thanked is Go Wireless, because they're providing the internet for us both here in the stadium and when we go on the road, and so that's been able to do that. So definitely check out Go Wireless. May has that shotgun. Oh, he's got Reed open.
Yeah.
Oh, and Reed is not able
Right
to
through his
hold that
arms.
in.
It was a close one. And that'll bring up fourth down for the Longhorns. So appears that May is going to do the punting duties tonight.
From this formation lining back here, for the most part, we've seen him do the kick. We have seen him tuck it and carry that a few times. I don't know if we'll see that here tonight.
There we go. Good kick.
It's going to take a Longhorn bounce. And they don't even have to field it. That is a pretty kick from Carson May.
A great job by May.
Getting
Putting
a
the
fist
ball
bump.
inside the 10-yard line, setting the defense up to really take advantage of that.
The Knights will take over. First down. 6 minutes left.
Let's take a second to let Jake thank one of our sponsors tonight.
Alrighty, so one of our sponsors helping us today is Bank First. The Jones Journal invites all of our listeners to stop by our local Bank First to check out their incredibly low interest rates and for all the benefits of the loyalty checking account. Bank First, loyal to the Longhorns, loyal to you.
Great job, Jake.
Thank you.
And yes, thank you, Bank First, for your sponsorship.
And unfortunately, we have another Knight shaking up on that play. It looked like he's going to get up right there. That was number 4.
Logan McGowan. It was I think he was the one earlier that was cramping. So probably once again, legs just getting tight toward the end of the game. Got to get some fluids.
Shit, there might have been a flag on the play there.
A little over 6 minutes left here in the game. Longhorns ahead 44-13. Once again, we apologize. We got an issue with the clock, or pardon me, the scoreboard updating. Still working on those technical difficulties.
Pass interference. Looks like on the offensive pass interference, so they step that back and move the ball back inside the 5. It appears to be first down and 12 and a half.
Wood lined up in his own end zone. Gets the shotgun snap. His running back takes it a few yards up, bring it up second down. Clock continues to run.
We move inside the 6-minute mark.
This homecoming here in beautiful evening for football. Wood still lined up in his own end zone. Ooh, that's a high snap. Runs forward. Another advantage of having a 6'4" quarterback.
Certainly.
Just if you're not able to, if you don't have a 6'4" quarterback, that's a safety right there in the best case scenario.
I think the second one he's had tonight where it's, had he not been 6'4", 6'5", would have been a safety, and the other one would have been a Longhorn turnover. So we'll be going to Kellyville next week, on Thursday night.
It's fall break for Jones Public Schools on Thursday and Friday. Wood passes out of his own end zone. That's going to fall incomplete.
Was intended for Mahan. He has been the go-to tonight for Wood. Bring up 4th down and 11 yards inside the 10-yard line.
This is one of those scenarios where it seems to get the ball to Reed where he's going to have some space.
Yeah.
The punter's not going to have as much room there, and he's going to feel that pressure.
Longhorns do not have anybody back to return. So Matthew Joliffe was on the punt.
Takes a Longhorn bounce. And you can't get much better field position than that.
The Longhorns will have the ball on the 20-yard line to start their drive with 4:58 remaining in the 4th quarter. So, Jake, you going to be able to make it up to Kellyville?
I will be there, yes. Yeah. Should be a good time, too.
Be awesome. May have to bring you back in.
Yeah, well,
do a little play-by-play color.
We there's a good chance that either our camera or our entire crew will be set up in the spot that was normally reserved for the band. Talking to the athletic director at Kellyville, we're going to tour that tomorrow. Jake, you think we're going to get a heavy dose of running on this drive?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think it's going to be I think we're going to make this a pretty good play. I think this series is going to be pretty good.
Looks like you have Dakota Calvert in at running back. Number 14, Clayton Creasy is your quarterback, freshman. So some Longhorns getting an opportunity to get some game time here.
You have
Who's the running back there on there?
Dakota Calvert was it running back?
Here's shotgun snap.
It's Calvert again on the carry for no gain.
And we're it's always good to see the younger players, the players that don't get to play as much, get this experience and get more comfortable out there with the ball in their hands, with the plays, making the offense run. It's just it's good for the program both this year and for the years to come.
Yeah, I get a lot of good experience out there. I mean, nothing can't beat it going out there, and especially on a varsity game like this where you're not really given a guarantee to get to play, and getting out there and getting to play, it's a lot of fun.
That's gonna be complete out to about the 10-yard line. On the reception,
Number 24, Connor Clark on the reception, a freshman. So I think that's Creasy's first pass of the game for a completion. And that moved the chains right to a first down. So we'll have first and goal from right on the 10-yard line.
you know, we're going to take the trip of the Turnpike this weekend.
What turnpike are you going to use?
So we're going to use the Turner Turnpike, but the Kickapoo is going to be opening up here pretty soon, and looking for a story on the Jones Journal on the Kickapoo. Our producer, who is also the founder and CEO of the Jones Journal, Sarah Boggs, actually got to drive on the Kickapoo Turnpike today.
Legally?
And,
Oh, really?
yeah.
How about that? Do the cops know about that one?
And so that was it was part of a press conference, and so there's those credentials can get you in some interesting places. And
It'd be nice once that turnpike opens. It'll allow those of us out here on the east side to be able to hop on and, you know, get north and south a lot quicker than having to take stop signs all the way back into I-35 or head up north to 44. So it'll be a great opportunity, and hopefully bring some more development out here as well.
Creasy had a good pump fake right there, and decided to tuck that ball and run. That's a good decision by a freshman. Don't try to force that in. When you're this close to the end zone, it's going to be tempting to try to force something in to get that touchdown, but he was able to just take that short loss right there and go on to third down.
Get third and goal from about the 8-yard line, 9-yard line. 1 minute and 45 seconds remaining.
Then we batted down at the line of scrimmage, incomplete, bringing up fourth down.
It's a good play on the number 4, Logan McGowan, batting the pass now, making it fourth down.
Looks like the Longhorn offense will stay out there. Creasy in the shotgun. Calvert lined up beside him. 2 receivers left, 2 receivers right. And it's going to get handed off in the end around.
It's to number 1, Mason Weir, another freshman.
Tell you what, for freshmen, they're doing very good out there, like some varsity players.
Great opportunity for those kids to get some experience. It is a turnover on downs. The Knights will come back out on their offense. The Longhorns defense will bring in some new players as well. There's 1 minute and 34 remaining in the game, so it's probably the last time we'll see the Longhorns offense, and now we'll just look for the defense to hold and keep the Knights from scoring.
Do have a new quarterback out there for the Knights. Number 6, Nate Rouse.
Run 6.
He's going to keep that, make a few yards. Second down. And if they keep with that, this will probably just have another few snaps as we round out. It's about 1 minute left here in the game.
Yeah, for the night, looks like the Longhorns offense will finish up with 513 total yards of offense. So a very solid night. 284 yards of that's coming on the ground, 229 in passing. So a very balanced attack. Carson May was 15 of 28 for 220 yards. You know, Creasy had came in there 1 for 2. 7 yards passing, and Trey Durrell holding that 100% completion percentage down with his 1-for-1 for 2 yards. And the story of the night would be Carson May and his rushing, 17 rushing attempts for 151 yards, 3 touchdowns. You had Corbin Cox with 10 carries for 63 yards, averaging 6.3 yards a carry and a touchdown. Xavier Zachary with 43 yards, Elijah Reed with 22 yards. Dakota Calvert had a couple carries there with 3 carries for 4 yards. Then on your receiving core, we talked about after halftime how we have averaged 4 players with 50 yards. Well, we're right at that again. Elijah Reed had 54 yards receiving, Corbin Cox with 46, Caden Carl with 44, Xavier Zachary with 40, Trey Durrell with 36. So once again, we're spreading it out, making the defense unable to kind of pick and choose who they want to try to guard, and having a very solid attack.
The Knights will keep it on the ground, pitch over to the left side. We're going to bring up 3rd down for the Knights. Our night is almost over with the clock winding down. But once again, our game against Kellyville will be on a Thursday night. And so with it being fall break week, so definitely keep tuned for that. We'll send out the link. And our Coach's Corner will come out on a Wednesday this week.
And that will be the last play of the game. So we'd like to thank the Longhorns fans and the Knights fans for tuning in.
Yes, Jake, thank you for joining us in the booth.
Oh, thank you for having me.
And thanks for running camera for us. Zoe Tucker taking some pictures for us as well. And that is going to be the final from Jones this homecoming evening. The Longhorns 44, the Crossings Christian Knight 13. We're going to take our one more break to thank all of our sponsors. This has been the Jones Journal broadcast of Jones High School football, brought to you by Go Wireless.